The giant alien stood in the center of the market square. His skin was dark green and shiny, like a whetstone under sunlight. His chest was wide, and sharp spikes ran down his back. His voice was loud, echoing across the metal stalls. Everyone stopped what they were doing. All eyes turned to him. "You call this craft work?" He growled, holding up a small glowing stone bracelet. Behind the counter stood a small alien girl. Her skin was soft blue, with big silver eyes that blinked nervously. She was young, maybe too young to run a stall, but no one helped her. Not one alien in the market stepped forward. "Answer me!" The big alien shouted again. The girl shook slightly but still spoke. "I made it myself." The crowd laughed. Some snorted. Others whispered cruel things. "Pathetic," the big alien spat. "You sell garbage like this to real warriors?" He crushed the bracelet in his strong hands. The glowing stone flickered out. The girl looked down. Her eyes didn't tear up, but her hands clenched into fists. Her small body shook not just from fear, but from something deeper. What no one saw was the human standing nearby, watching. His name was Cole. He wore a dark jacket with a silver stripe, a signal of someone who had seen war. He was tall, not by alien standards, but with a look in his eyes that even monsters feared. He had scars, not just on his skin, but in his soul. He didn't speak much. Humans were rare here, and Cole liked it that way. But today, his silence was breaking. Cole had seen bullies before. On Earth, in space, everywhere. And this was the same story all over again. The big alien leaned over the small girl, still mocking her. "You think you belong here, tiny bug? This market is for strong creatures, not weaklings like you." She didn't answer, but Cole saw her hands shake harder. She had more bracelets under the counter. Different shapes, different lights. It was clear she made them all herself. It took time, care, belief. And now, the crowd treated her like trash. Cole stepped forward. No one noticed at first. He moved quietly, but then his shadow fell across the stall. The big alien turned. "What do you want, human?" Cole didn't blink. He looked the creature in the eye. "I want you," he said simply, "to leave her alone." The silence was sharp. The crowd froze. Humans rarely spoke here, and when they did, it meant something. The big alien laughed. "Or what? You'll throw one of those bracelets at me?" Cole didn't smile. He looked down at the crushed bracelet in the alien's hand. Then he looked back up. "You made a mistake," he said. "Oh yeah?" The alien growled, stepping closer. "What mistake?" Cole's voice dropped low. "You picked the wrong target. And you did it while I was watching." The alien didn't like that. He swung fast. Violent. But Cole moved first. His hand caught the alien's wrist midair. The crowd gasped. Cole didn't let go. "Here's the thing about humans," Cole said, his voice calm but hard. "We remember what it's like to be the weak one. We don't like bullies. We don't forget faces." The alien tried to pull away. He couldn't. Cole's grip was like iron. With a quick move, Cole twisted the arm down and made the giant creature drop to his knees. The crowd went silent again. "You think strength is about size," Cole said. "But sometimes strength is just standing up for someone else." He let go. The alien stumbled back, breathing heavy, eyes wide. Cole turned to the small alien girl. She was staring at him. He picked up another bracelet from her counter. This one had a small blue gem, glowing like hope. He placed a few credits on the table. "I'll take this one," Cole said. Her voice was quiet. "Thank you." He nodded once, but even as he walked away, Cole knew this wasn't over. He had seen something in the crowd, another face watching, hiding, planning. And somewhere in the shadows, a whisper was sent through a communicator. The human interfered. "We may have a problem." The wind shifted across the marketplace, carrying the scent of metal dust and fried algae. Traders returned to their stalls. pretending like nothing had happened. But their eyes, those wide alien eyes, kept glancing at the human named Cole. No one forgot what he did to the big warrior. And no one expected what would happen next. Cole walked through the lower district, his new bracelet glowing faintly around his wrist. It wasn't just jewelry. It was a message. He didn't care if it lit up. He cared what it stood for. That girl had been brave. Too brave for someone so small. And now she had become a target. He stopped at a small corner where the shadows touched, the walls like long fingers. He placed 2 fingers to his earpiece and whispered, "You saw it?" A voice replied, calm and smooth. It belonged to Maya, a human engineer hidden inside the city's outer ring. "We saw." Facial scan of the big guy matched with Garland Syndicate. Mid-rank, not smart, but violent. Cole nodded slowly. "Someone sent him." "Yes," Maya said. "And someone else was watching you. There's a report from a drone above stall 43. Figure with thermal mask. Eyes on you since you arrived." Cole's voice dropped. "They know I'm here now." "They do." He ended the call. Back in the market, the small alien girl, her name was Nara, was trying to put her crushed bracelet back together. Her tiny fingers moved slowly. Not because she didn't know how, but because something inside her had broken. 2. A soft voice came from behind her. "You okay?" She turned. It wasn't Cole this time. It was another vendor, a tall 4-armed creature with orange skin. His name was Tech. He'd sold roasted kelp for 20 years. Nara tried to smile. "I'm fine." Tech looked at the pieces in her hand. "He shouldn't have done that. You make good things." She blinked in surprise. "You think so?" Tech nodded. "That bracelet you made for the guard's daughter? She wears it every day. Lights up when she laughs." Nara didn't know that. No one had told her. In her world, silence was normal. "Thank you," she whispered. Tech smiled. "You know what they say? Small hands make strong work." Meanwhile, Cole sat at a booth in the far edge of the food section, his eyes scanning everyone. His back was to the wall. Always, he wasn't there to eat. He was watching. Waiting. That's when he saw it just for a second. A small figure darted between 2 stalls. Too smooth. Too fast. Someone was tracking him. Cole stood up and moved casually toward the alleyway. The figure had vanished, but he saw the mark left behind, 3 dots sprayed in red paint on the corner. Wall. He froze. He remembered that symbol. It belonged to a secret group, known as the Dralux Silent Hunters, that didn't work alone. They only appeared when a target was marked for testing. Not killing, testing. That meant this wasn't random. It was personal. A soft beep buzzed in his ear. Maya again. "Cole, 2 things. 1, you've got company behind the blacksmith stall. 2, Nara's bracelet wasn't just decoration." Cole narrowed his eyes. "What do you mean?" "There's a power trace in the gem, very faint, like an old data core." Cole's breath caught. "Like memory?" "Yes," Maya said. "I think she accidentally made something important. And someone wants it destroyed before she realizes what it is." Cole turned his head slightly. The alley behind the blacksmith was quiet, but too quiet. Even rats had left. Then came a sound, a sharp click. He ducked. A thin red beam sliced past where his head had been. Cole rolled, drew his compact blaster, and fired once straight into the shadow. A figure dropped from the roof with a thud. Not dead, but stunned. It was covered in gray armor with a blank black mask. Cole walked over, yanked the helmet off, and looked into the creature's eyes. Not alien. Not fully. It was hybrid. Engineered. Made. Double quotes. Dralux confirmed. Cole said under his breath. And that's when the body pulsed with light. Tracker. Cole stepped back fast. The pulse sent a signal skyward. Far above, in the orbiting dark ship, a red light blinked on. A voice said, "Human protector identified. Protocol 2 initiated. Prepare Unit 6. On the ground, Cole stared at the bracelet on his wrist. The one Nara made. It pulsed again. But this time, it wasn't just light. It spoke. A small voice whispered into his ear. "Help me." Cole froze. The bracelet had recorded something. A message, a memory, or a cry for help. This wasn't over. This had just begun. Cole stood still, his eyes locked on the bracelet glowing softly on his wrist. The voice, small, faint, filled with fear, had spoken just one line. "Help me." It wasn't from the girl directly. It wasn't something recorded. It felt alive. Like the gem itself had memory. In the shadows around him, the crowd had returned to normal. Traitors shouted prices. Strange food sizzled on hot metal trays. Laughter rose here and there. But under that noise, Cole heard something else. Movement. Three shapes moved in together, slow and careful, like dancers pretending to walk. Each one wore the same gray armor as the last attacker, Drelocks. He had no time. Cole spun back through the alleyways, not towards safety, but back to Nara's stall. Nara had almost packed up. Her hands were tired, her eyes dull. No customers came now. Not after what happened earlier. No one wants junk, she whispered to herself. But deep inside, she didn't believe that. A soft breeze passed over her stall. It smelled strange, like burnt wires and cold metal. She looked up. Three armored figures stood in front of her. Not saying a word, not making a sound. Her heart raced. "Can I help you?" One pointed to her basket of bracelets. The second reached forward. The third pulled out a sharp black tool. She knew what it was. A core disruptor, used to destroy deep crystal tech. Even by accident. They knew. "Please don't," she said, stepping in front of her work. But she was too small. Too weak. A hand reached toward her neck and stopped. Cole's hand had grabbed the attacker's arm from behind. "You made a mistake," he said again. But this time, his voice wasn't calm. It was fire. With a sharp twist, Cole flipped the Drelok onto the metal ground. Before the others could react, he fired a stun blast directly into the second's helmet, knocking him back into the spice cart. The third tried to retreat, but found his path blocked by Tech, the four-armed food vendor. He didn't speak, just picked up a heavy skillet and swung it wide. Clang. The third Drelok hit the ground. Nara stood frozen. Her stall was glowing. Not just the bracelets, but the tools, the wires, the gem dust. It was reacting to something. Cole saw it too. "Maya," he whispered into his earpiece. "She's triggering a charge." Maya's voice cracked through static. "Cole, I just ran the gem signal again. It's not just tech. It's single quotes S. It's coded with ancient language. Like AI merged with memory." Cole looked down at Nara. "You didn't just make a bracelet," Nara blinked. "I didn't know." "I believe you," he said softly. "But they don't." Above the market, something dark moved through the sky. Like a cloud, but sharper. The red ship. It had arrived. Cole turned back to the crowd. People had noticed now. More whispers. Some were fleeing. Others watched from rooftops. Aliens didn't like getting involved, but they loved stories. And this one was turning into something big. A loudspeaker buzzed from the red ship. "Citizens, remain calm. We are collecting illegal tech. No harm will come to you if you obey." Nara whispered, "They're going to take me." Cole stood in front of her. "They'll have to go through me first." The bracelet on his wrist glowed again. This time, the voice was clearer. "Unit linked. Protector confirmed. Guardian code active." Maya screamed into his ear. "Cole, it's an AI, an old one." The girl triggered it by instinct. "It chose you as the protector." The air crackled. A beam of red light hit the ground not far away. A tall silver unit stepped through the smoke. No armor. It was skin. Biotech. Alive and deadly. Unit 6. It walked like a soldier. Quiet feet. Sharp eyes. Its mouth didn't move, but a voice echoed from it. You are protecting corrupted tech. Stand aside. Cole pulled his jacket tight and moved forward. What if I don't? Then, said the voice, you become a target too. Behind him, Nara whispered, you don't have to do this. Cole didn't look back. Yes, I do. His hand gripped the bracelet tighter. Suddenly, light exploded from it. A circle of blue energy wrapped around his wrist and shot up his arm. Maya's voice shouted, Cole, it's sinking. It's unlocking something. The silver unit paused. That tech is unauthorized, it said. Cole smiled for the first time. Maybe that's the point. The air grew silent. Unit 6 stepped forward, and the first shot was fired. But it wasn't from the red ship. It was from Cole. A single, blinding bolt of white. The impact knocked the silver unit off balance, but it didn't fall. Not yet. Cole turned to Nara. Run. But she didn't move. Her eyes glowed softly. She wasn't just small. She wasn't just kind. She was connected to something ancient. Something powerful. And now, it was awake. Nara didn't run. She couldn't. It wasn't fear. It wasn't shock. It was something rising inside her. Something old. Something hidden. The blue glow in her eyes pulsed like the heartbeat of a buried star. Cole had told her to run. But she stood behind him, her hands clenched, her fingers wrapped around one of her unfinished bracelets. Not for comfort, for connection. The red ship hovered lower now. Dust swirled beneath its shadow. Crowds had cleared. Only the brave or the foolish remained to witness what came next. Unit 6 straightened. The blast hadn't damaged it much, but it had noticed. Its eyes, black and endless, stared at Cole. You are marked, it said. Cole adjusted the strap of his blaster. Yeah? Well, I've been marked before. The unit moved fast. Faster than anything natural. It darted toward him like lightning wrapped in metal skin. Cole fired again. This time the blast didn't hit. The unit dodged in a blur, spinning low and sweeping his legs. Cole fell back, rolling as sparks flew around him. It raised a blade from its forearm, curved and alive, humming with dark energy. Then a sound stopped it. Not a scream, not a gunshot. Note. A musical chime, soft and ancient, floated from behind Cole. The silver unit turned. Nara stood there, one arm raised, the glowing bracelet in her hand singing a quiet sound. The bracelet floated above her palm, spinning on its own. The light from it wasn't just blue now. It was gold. And the ground beneath her feet began to glow with strange symbols, like a map being drawn from memory. What is that? Cole asked. Getting to his feet, Nara's voice was low. I don't know. It's single quotes S. Remembering. Maya's voice rang in Cole's ear. Cole, that's not just a bracelet. It's a memory Cora, full construct. She built it by hand, not knowing it was pulling fragments of some ancient network. She activated a guardian key. What does that mean? It means, Maya whispered, that girl's brain is connected to something way older than this. City, Unit 6 stepped back. For the first time, it showed hesitation. Then, a crackle of static as the ship above sent a new command. Terminate the girl. Cole stepped in front of her again. Wrong answer. But Nara placed a hand on his arm. Her eyes glowed brighter. Her voice sounded different, deeper, layered. Like someone else was speaking through her. Protect her. Step aside. Nara, Cole turned. What's happening? The girl didn't blink. It's not just me. It's waking up inside me. I see pictures, cities in the clouds, machines that sang. And they were all destroyed. Now it's coming. Back through my hands. Her small fingers touched the floating bracelet again. It pulsed and exploded in a ring of light that pushed Unit 6 backward. The red ship above responded instantly. New hatches opened. Small drones zipped out like insects, flying straight toward the stall. Cole grabbed Nara and pulled her into cover behind Tech's abandoned food cart. The drones fired lasers clean, Cold beams that sliced through metal. Maya shouted in Cole's ear. They're trying to destroy the memory core. They don't care about her. They want to erase the design before it spreads. They're too late, Cole said. It's already learning. Nara reached into her pack and pulled out another half-made bracelet. Her hands moved fast now, almost possessed. Wires twisted into place without tools. Stones snapped into circuits. Like they were drawn by magnetism. She whispered, "I'm not afraid anymore." Cole glanced at her. "Good. Because we're surrounded." Then something unexpected happened. The first drone dropped, not by gunfire. By signal lost. The bracelet in Nara's hand sent out a quiet pulse. A soft tone, like before, but stronger. The other drones slowed. Their lights flickered. One by one, they fell. Cole looked at her in shock. "What did you do?" "I told them to sleep," she said. Then her knees buckled. Cole caught her. She was sweating, eyes dimmer, skin pale. Maya's voice came through again. "She's linking directly. She's burning energy fast. You have to get her out of the market. Now." "Where?" "There's an old tech shelter below the city, Sector 3A. Take the freight tunnels. She'd be safe there while we study the memory field." Cole didn't wait. He picked her up gently and ran. Behind them, Unit 6 stood again, damaged, angry, and calling for reinforcements. The battle wasn't over, but something bigger had just begun. And as they disappeared into the tunnel, Nara whispered one last thing before sleep pulled her under. "There are more like me." Cole's boots pounded against the steel floor of the freight tunnel. Dim orange lights flickered overhead as he carried Nara deeper into the old service path below the city. Her body was light, but every step felt heavier. The deeper they went, the stronger the humming from her bracelet became. It wasn't just a machine anymore, it felt alive. He reached a sealed door marked with faded alien script and human warning labels. "Sector 3A, the Forgotten Zone." Maya's voice came through his earpiece, clearer now. "That door's old, powered by fusion locks." "Wait, I'm sending the override now." Cole laid Nara gently against the wall and raised his weapon, ready for anything. Then a soft hiss. The door unlocked. He stepped inside. The room beyond wasn't just a shelter. It was a vault, walls lined with ancient devices, machines wrapped in vines of forgotten code, tools from civilizations that no longer existed. The air smelled like dust and static. Cole looked around, then down at the girl in his arms. "Maya, this place, it's older than human tech." Maya replied slowly, "It's not human, it's pre-human. We think some of our tech might have come from here, without anyone realizing. She's drawn to it because the bracelet is pulling memory from this place like pieces of a puzzle falling back into place." Cole placed Nara on a padded bench. She stirred but didn't wake. Her skin shimmered faintly in the strange light, and the bracelet kept spinning slowly above, her wrist like a compass caught between worlds. But something was wrong. A soft vibration moved through the floor. "Maya," Cole said, "we've got company?" "Yeah," she replied. "A dropship is approaching. Fast. They traced the last signal spike." "How long?" 5 minutes. Cole looked down at the sleeping girl. "Then we need a plan." Back above ground, Unit 6 stood in the silent ruins of the market. Its processors ran endless simulations. Humans were unpredictable. The girl was a threat. And now others had noticed. Small eyes in the shadows watched it. The Garland Syndicate, the Blackwave dealers, even the crownless traitors who believed in forgotten gods. All of them had seen the blast of light from the girl, and all of them wanted it. Unit 6 raised its arm and transmitted a silent code. The red ship responded. Within moments, 6 more silver units dropped from the sky, landing in perfect formation. The hunt was no longer quiet. It was war. Back in the vault, Nara opened her eyes. Cole looked down. "You okay?" She nodded weakly. "I saw things. In my sleep. Cities without sky. Machines that sang like birds. A girl who looked like me, but not me. Do you know what they mean? Nara shook her head. No. But I think they're not. Dreams. I think they single quotes memories. Someone else's, but also mine. Maya's voice crackled in. Cole. Update. We scanned her bracelet. It's not one device. It's a map, Cole straightened. Map to what? To the source, the real core. Whatever Nara built, it's just a piece. The full construct is somewhere buried. If she finds it, we don't know what she could become. Nara sat up slowly. They want to stop me. Cole nodded. Yeah, but they're not the only ones coming. I think others want to use you. Twist what you're building. She whispered. Then we can't let them. Before Cole could reply, the alarm inside the vault rang once. Movement above. The ceiling shook. Dust rained down. Maya shouted. They've breached the outer wall. You've got less than 90 seconds. Cole stood between Nara and the door. Can you walk? She nodded and stood, though her legs trembled. The bracelet glowed brighter. Then something strange happened. Machines in the vault, long dead, began to wake up. Small drones floated up from shelves. Wires reconnected. Ancient lights blinked to life. Nara stepped forward, her eyes glowing again. She whispered to the machines in a language no one taught her, and they answered. Cole stared. Maya. Are you seeing this? Yeah, she whispered. She's not just connected to the tech. She's controlling it. Metallic limbs moved. Walls shifted. The vault restructured itself, forming a shield between the girl and the incoming strike team. The door exploded open. Unit 6 entered first, followed by the others. They raised weapons. Cole raised his blaster, but Nara raised her hand, and the machines obeyed. A wall of force, invisible but thick like water, slammed the intruders back. Not to kill, but to warn. Unit 6 staggered but held its ground. You do not understand what you are awakening, it said coldly. Nara stepped forward. Neither do you, she replied. But I'm not afraid anymore. The floor beneath her cracked open, not from damage, but by design. A stairwell of light descended downward. Cole looked at her. Where does it lead? Nara looked down into the glow. Her voice was calm. To the beginning. The stairwell of light hummed like a living tunnel. Every step echoed with ancient tones, like the bones of the planet were singing softly. Cole followed closely behind Nara, his weapon lowered but ready. The air grew colder, not from temperature but from time itself. Maya's voice in his earpiece had gone quiet. Too deep. Too old. Signals didn't reach this far, and still. Nara walked without fear. Her eyes glowed. Her bracelet spun gently in the air next to her, no longer just a device. It floated like a trusted companion, waiting for her next word. Nara, Cole said carefully, where are we going? She paused, her voice barely above a whisper. The place where it started. Not just for me, for everything. You've seen this before? Not with my eyes, she replied. But something inside me remembers. They reached the bottom, and there it was. A massive underground chamber. Not made of stone or metal, but something smooth, curved, and endless. It looked like the inside of a giant shell, carved with glowing lines and star-shaped symbols. In the center, floating above the ground, was a sphere of golden light. It pulsed slowly like it was breathing. Cole stepped forward, awestruck. What is that? Nara didn't answer with words. She walked toward it. The bracelet rose from her side and merged into the sphere. And then the sphere opened. A burst of light poured out, wrapping around her like a cocoon of memory. Cole shielded his eyes. When the glow faded, Nara was no longer standing alone. Holograms surrounded her, images of beings long gone. Tall, elegant creatures with crystal skin and long limbs. They moved in patterns, building something from light and sound. Cole stared. What am I seeing? Nara's voice was deeper now, layered again. This is what they feared. Not me, not the bracelets, but the truth buried beneath everything they built their power on. Images changed. The old civilization had created the Guardian Code, a living memory net that could survive even after their cities turned to dust. They knew the universe would forget, so they hid pieces of themselves inside stone, crystal, music, and code, waiting for someone with the right heart to rebuild it. Nara had done it without knowing, and now she was part of it. The chamber responded to her thoughts. Lights swirled. Data danced through the air. Machines reactivated, but not for war. For knowledge. For balance. But peace was not allowed to last long. A loud boom shook the chamber. Hole blasted open above. Unit 6 dropped through, followed by 2 new black armored elites, each more advanced than anything Cole had seen before. They aimed there. Weapons, step away from the source. One ordered. Cole raised his blaster. Not happening. You don't understand, the other unit said. If she completes the upload, she will wake the old network. It will challenge every system across this sector. Nara looked up at them, then let it. The 2 black units fired. Cole fired back, but the energy in the room had already shifted. Before the shots could land, a pulse of gold expanded outward. From the sphere, not a shield, a message, a memory. Broadcast. The black units froze. They saw flashes of beauty, laughter, worlds in peace, galaxies working together. And then they saw their own history, rewritten, twisted, corrupted by those who destroyed the past and buried the truth. The black units trembled. Their weapons lowered. Unit 6 stepped forward. This changes nothing. You're wrong, Cole said. It changes everything. Nara raised her hand. The bracelet reformed from the sphere and slid back onto her wrist. You don't have to fight, she said to the machines. You can choose something new. For a moment, just a breath. Unit 6 hesitated. But then, its orders overrode its fear. It charged. Cole fired. Missed. Nara didn't move. Instead, she sang. Just a single note. The chamber answered. The floor rose, catching Unit 6 mid-strike. Tendrils of light wrapped around its body, holding it still. It struggled, but couldn't escape. You are finished, Nara whispered. The light around her grew blinding. The chamber released one final pulse, this time into the sky. Above the planet, the red ship received the signal. And shut down. So did others, not destroyed, not hacked. Converted. Every machine connected to the old network now had a choice, and many chose to stop fighting. Silence fell. Cole lowered his weapon. Nara walked over to him, tired but smiling. It's done, she said. He nodded slowly. For now, Maya's voice finally crackled back in his ear. Cole, what happened? We lost you for 10 minutes. He smiled. Let's just say, the galaxy just got a new beginning. Later, back on the surface, the market was rebuilding. Nara's stall was untouched, but now it was surrounded by curious creatures from every species, waiting quietly. Not to mock. To learn. Cole stood nearby, watching her explain how she made the bracelets. Tech handed him a bowl of roasted kelp. You did good, the 4-armed vendor said. Cole smiled. I didn't do it alone. In the center of the stall, a new sign hung above her table. Simple words in every language, small hands. Strong work. And far above them, in a silent orbit, the golden memory waited, ready for whoever came next. Weeks passed. The market had changed. Where fear once lived, now there was curiosity. Aliens of every kind came to see the small girl who had stood up to machines, held ancient tech, and somehow awakened a sleeping truth. Nara's tiny stall became the beating heart of a new idea. Connection. Cole stayed nearby, never far. He didn't trust peace. He'd seen it break too many times. But for now, there was calm. Until the shadow returned. It came at night. Quiet, fast, unseen by guards, undetected by drones. It slipped into the storage beneath Nara's stall. Fingers like spiders, eyes like glass. It wasn't a machine, that it was an alien, that it was human. At dawn, Nara woke with a cold feeling in her chest. The bracelets beside her glowed, oddly not the soft hum of life, but a sharp flicker. Something was wrong. Cole noticed it too. His senses sharpened instantly. "Maya," he called through his cum. "Run a full scan. Something's off." "Checking," she replied. "Oh no," Cole her. "Core trace is missing. It's been copied. Someone got in and took the memory key's signal." Nara looked at her bracelet. "How? We locked it." Maya's voice was tense. "Not from orbit, not from machines. This wasn't AI. This was someone who knew exactly what to look for." Cole's jaw clenched. "Then it's worse than we thought." They traced the signal. It led to a private hangar outside the city. A single ship, small and sleek, powered by silent drive. Inside, a man. Human, dressed in black. No name, no ID. But in his hand, a new bracelet. A copy of Nara's. Cole pointed his blaster. "Give it back." The man didn't flinch. "I didn't steal it. I preserved it. You have no idea what this thing is really hiding." Nara stepped forward. Calm but firm. "Then explain." The man stared at her for a moment, then sighed. "I work for a group. Old Earth researchers. Secret ones. We believe this memory tech didn't just come from one ancient race. It came from multiple civilizations, woven together by a force none of us understand. And your design?" He held up the fake bracelet. "It's a key, not just a piece, but to power." Cole raised his gun higher. "What kind of power?" The man smiled. "The kind that controls entire planets, belief, law, even biology. The original network wasn't just about memory, it was about shaping what people could even remember." Nara's face hardened. "You wanted to erase it all?" "No," the man replied. "I wanted to be the only one who could use it." He activated the bracelet. Instantly, the floor shifted. Nara clutched her head. The false signal was fighting her connection, trying to overwrite her. Cole fired. The man dodged. Fast. A blinding pulse hit the wall behind him. The room shuddered. Nara dropped to one knee. Inside her mind, two memories collided, truth and falsehood. But she didn't give in. Her voice rose, not loud, not screaming, but pure. "You can't fake what was born from care." And the real bracelet on her arm lit up like a sun. The false one cracked. The man screamed. "No, this isn't possible." Nara stood tall. "You tried to steal something made with love, not greed. Machines don't listen to lies." The room lit up. The memory network responded, but not with violence. With clarity. Cole saw it. The real images. The ancient voices. The girl who had started it all thousands of years ago. Gentle hands, building tiny circuits in a forgotten world. Nara had carried her spark forward. The fake bracelet shattered into dust. The man dropped to his knees, lost, broken. Cole walked up to him. "Next time you see a kid selling handmade things, maybe don't underestimate her." Back at the market, Nara's stall returned to peace. She worked quietly again, shaping crystal, threading wires, humming softly. Cole sat nearby, cleaning his gear. Maya's single quotes S voice chimed in. "You know," she said, "other markets are reaching out. Traders want her designs. Teachers want to bring kids to learn from her. I think this is the beginning of something bigger." Cole looked at Nara. Then smiled. "Yeah," he said. "But it started with something small, something real. A bracelet. A girl. And a protector who didn't walk away. Far above, in the orbit of another world, lights flickered. Ancient machines blinked awake. They had felt her signal. They had heard her voice. And now, they waited for her next step. Not to lead armies, not to bring war, but to remember.